Good evening, guys. How are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin evening wrap. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we will go straight over to those charts. So yeah, Bitcoin on the 4-hour had a nice move up today. Obviously you can see we're pretty nicely trading within this range. Which is obviously what we want to see, given the given what is going on in the dollar, the dollar index and the dollar market, and also the stock market. We will just whiz straight over to the dollar so we can see what is going on, and just look at that, guys. I mean, firstly, I just want to say this is an absolute textbook trade here. Break this trend line and this horizontal, have a nice move up. And then the pullback, the back test of the trend line, and then then continuation to the upside. Just an absolute textbook trade there. We have what a difference a couple of trading days make. We were looking very bearish down here, just looking like a bull flag, with a higher likelihood, obviously, a bear flag with a higher likelihood of breaking down. And yeah, I mean, we break up, and in emphatic fashion, trading higher than this high here. So clearly we are at the highest level in the dollar index, apart from this price action here. So you can see all the rest of the price action that is currently below the level that we're at. So yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what is happening. We are the markets are having a temper tantrum. They are having a temper tantrum or a taper tantrum, due to basically there not being enough money pumped in the markets, and obviously that money being pumped in the markets being tapered off. Hence the expression that's going around, a taper tantrum. But markets are just having a tantrum basically. This is how markets demand more stimulus. They just make demands of the Fed, and the Fed will come to the rescue eventually. Either the Fed or obviously Congress, when they will now obviously be suffering with their slightly decreasing amount of wealth in some of their stock positions or businesses. So they now that will obviously be a call to action for them. I mean, they're not that interested about people that are struggling to feed themselves and them guys needing stimulus checks. I mean, they're just more bothered about maybe a potential 10% loss in their share portfolios. So there you go. Anyway, let's go over to the S&P and have a look at what is going on there. So as you can see, we tried to regain this level, wick back below, got resisted, came back up to it again. I mean, that is a pretty vicious looking wick and bearish looking candle we've got going on here. I mean, here's the next target, basically, guys. I mean, we are consolidating under this level, but this is a pretty savage move down. So, in all fairness, if you were in a long position, and the market did come up to here, you would be looking at as an opportunity to get out. So, obviously, some trapped longs have got out there. And now it's a case of can we hold here and then move back up and get back above this support line, or are we going to come down and test this one? But this is dicey. This one is, guys. This is a dicey level for the markets to trade with. I do think the PPT, the plunge protection team, will be doing their business tonight in the markets. When people are asleep and liquidity is thin, they'll be buying up those E-mini S&P E-mini futures, and they're going to give this a go to get us back into this zone, because they can't be letting us get down to here, guys. They can, obviously they clearly can, but I mean, if they do, then it is going to be more difficult. They're going to have to they get more bang for their buck at this level if they try and pump the markets from here. So yeah, watch out for that pump. Watch out for that pump. Over to Bitcoin. I mean, I know that we are trading nicely in this range and we are looking good, but obviously if the dollar is now looking like it's potentially strong now. on at least a medium term upward course, and stocks are looking particularly weak. So I mean, we've had this move up in here. But we don't normally talk about the RSI, but we've just got a 4-hour hidden bullish divergence that has played out basically between obviously this level in the RSI and this level in price action, and this lower level in the RSI, which only got price action down to here. So this is just hidden bullish divergence played out, and now that it's played out, I mean, given what is going on in the dollar and the stock market, it is very hard to see us not coming back down and then taking out this horizontal and ending up in this zone. So I mean, that's just as much as I want to tell you guys we're going to hold this zone and trade upwards. If markets stay where they are or deteriorate, and by markets I mean the dollar continuing to go up, or the or stocks basically continuing to come down, then Bitcoin is going to most likely come down, take out 13k, and then just make its way to around 12k and trade out this zone. So yeah, that is realistically what we are looking at here. Let's have a look at the stochastics, see how they are helping us out. I mean, 4 hour is looking good for us here. 4 hour does look like we can get a tap up to the 14k basically, if the 4 hour gets going. But obviously don't forget we could just meander our way back down. How are the 10 hour? I mean, this 10 hour is looking bad, and obviously 12 hour looking bad as well. So I mean, these are definitely going to weigh on us, and yeah, I mean, it's a case of will 13k hold, and 13k holding I guess is going to depend on whether stocks can turn around and start to find a footing, and whether the dollar index can start to basically jog on and start to go back down again. I mean, daily as well is up there, so obviously this can stay elevated. And then, I mean, 2-day can clearly stay up there. 3-day and 5-day looking okay, and weekly looking okay as well. So, I mean, stochastics wise, I mean, we are obviously off the back of a nice protracted move. So higher time frames are going to be bullish. But, I mean, like I said, that is great. That looks good on Bitcoin. But I do feel like we are going to get dragged down. I do feel like we're going to get dragged down unless we do get a turnaround in these markets. But like I said, these tantrums are having a very specific fit, directed at a certain institution, i.e. the Fed, and the PPT, and that probably reside at the Fed, if not at the Treasury. But either wherever they are sat at those computer desks, they are obviously eyeing this up and thinking we can't let us get to this level, guys. We gotta do something. So. Yeah, obviously VIX, we don't talk about the VIX a lot, but the VIX is rising, and obviously that is not good. That is not obviously not good for as the VIX rises, markets will usually come down, and as the VIX comes down, the markets will often just float upwards nicely. We'll have a look, the gold silver ratio as well, as you can see. Yeah, actually I don't know what happened to the rest of my price action. Now, as you can see, still above this trend line. Yeah, quite considerably above. I mean, are we going to get a back test and bounce off? Or to be honest, was this the break of it and the sort of consolidating above it and then the lift off? I mean, clearly, if the dollar is going to keep rallying, silver you would expect to go down faster than gold. So you would see a gold-silver ratio go up. Speaking of silver, there she is. Obviously lost her trend line. Got this sort of horizontal and this horizontal. We've got targets, but realistically we're just going to be keeping an eye on that dollar. Obviously 4 hour 9, but I say obviously, I mean, you know, we love the 4 hour 9s here. 4 hour 9 caught the bottom there, 4 hour 9 caught the top there. This was obviously a 4 hour 9 as well before it changed into a 1 as we traded lower, but that obviously reversed the price there. We got any others? 4 hour 9 there. I mean, we show these out. 4 hour 9 there. 4 hour 9 held up price briefly there. But yeah, they are powerful. 4 hour 9s are obviously... the TD sequential works because basically Wall Street traders, Wall Street or wherever they're based now, they're not necessarily based on Wall Street, but those traders, they use the TD sequential. And they are clearly using the 4 hour. So as you can see. So yes. So yeah, that. Anyway, NASDAQ. NASDAQ is meandering around here, obviously not looking as weak as the S&P, as you can see. Well, I say not looking as weak. Yeah, it is marginally not as weak. Marginally not as weak. So, but yeah, clearly the S&P. How did that line just move? You guys saw that, didn't you? Why did that happen? S&P looking. Look, it's done it. Is it this line appearing and disappearing? I don't know what's going on with my eyesight there. I'm seeing things. Anyway, Bitcoin dominance. Look at that go. I mean, here's the next level that we've got drawn in. Can a horizontal please reject Bitcoin dominance, please, and send us packing our merry way back down again. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is the next level. I mean, it looks like we want to tag it. It's a pretty important level though, so I would expect a pullback of sorts at this level, and then maybe come and back test this one, and then I mean, if we break it, we come down. If we bounce off it, we go up. I mean, you know the deal. You know the back check, forward check, paycheck, malarkey. I don't know why I'm calling it malarkey. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, back to Bitcoin. Things aren't looking good. The markets are trying to force this stimulus, which, well, obviously is very likely to be delayed unless we actually get to be honest, unless stock markets actually take out this level, then I think the rich, comfortable, powerful politicians that don't care about the regular American people will then start to worry, because they will actually be losing money themselves. So yeah, they may obviously have a greater sense of urgency. But yeah, if none of that does happen, I mean, maybe we've got enough juice to come and tag it's not even 14k. We got up to 13.8. We're not even got up to 13.9, have we? I mean, this is sort of the zone. I mean, maybe we've got enough juice to come and tap this zone again. And maybe even potentially, maybe even take out this high and have a bit of a wick up. But I mean, realistically, guys, the best case I can see for Bitcoin at the moment, and obviously I reserve the right to change my opinion tomorrow morning, but because I would obviously reserve the right to change my opinion beforehand, but in between that period, but I'll be asleep and not be watching charts, so I don't tend to formulate opinions when I'm asleep. That's a pointless point I just made there. But yeah, I reserve when I wake up in the morning and look at the charts again, I reserve my right to change my opinion. But basically, if Bitcoin can stay in this range, then that is fantastic. But I mean, based on what is going on in the rest of these markets, it is not looking. But there has to be a downside bias at the moment. We've come quite far. We've had a great run. It's time for hopefully some sideways in this zone. I mean, also maybe hopefully some, obviously, but more hopefully this zone, but even obviously sideways and holding this zone, not going to be a bad thing, guys. This is 12k Bitcoin still. Bitcoin doesn't spend a lot of time above this level. For us to hold and trade between 12 and 13k is good. Is good, guys. But obviously losing that would not be good. So yeah, I mean, that is it really, guys. Not much else to tell you. Yeah, so remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always DYOR. Do your own research. I remember when I first started trading years ago. I don't even think it was I was trading. It was when I was just like looking at. It was later on after I'd been trading. Early in my trading career, and I'd look at certain conversations and there'd be DYOR. I'm like, what's DYOR mean? What are they talking about? And yeah, I had to look it up. But another one I had to look up. This is one I had to look up today as well. People writing messages SMH. I'm like, what? What's SMH mean? But it means shaking my head basically. It means they don't like what you're saying basically. But anyway, if you guys didn't know that, now you know. So anyway, there we go, guys. Remember, again, not financial advice, not acronym advice. Yeah. I could probably give good hairdresser advice though, because my hairdresser's all right. But yeah, other than that, guys, thanks for listening, and I will speak to you guys in the AM.